Well, good morning. Today was my day where I decided to sleep in a bit, but I'm just making my coffee. I do, we have a Keurig, so I do the brown sugar with oat milk. So I just did 4 grams of brown sugar, and I just kind of will weigh out about 60 or 70 grams or milliliters of my oat milk from Sam's Club. It's 240 milliliters for 90 calories. So in all, this coffee is roughly, I think it's like 40 calories with the oat milk and the brown sugar, because I only do half of the serving of brown sugar. And it's really not too bad, but I wanted to give you guys an update on my fitness journey. So I have been working out from really locked in from about May to now. So May, June, July, August, May, is that right? May, June, July, August. Okay, 3 months. For some reason I felt like it was like twice that length, but anyway. So I've been keeping track of my inches. I've been keeping track of my weight. So I've lost 15 pounds total, and I've lost 30 inches as well. So today I feel like was the first day that I'm actually starting to see some sort of results. I feel like I've literally been working so hard and tracking my calories and my protein and my fat, and like doing all the things that you need to do to try to see results, and I feel like I've not seen any results up until now. So my clothes are fitting different, and I feel like I'm becoming more slender, especially in my like upper region, because I always lose weight like this. It just kind of like goes like this. So like my stomach and my buttocks, they take forever to like actually lose, but that's typical. That's usually what they say, that your lower stomach and your hip area is going to be the longest to take when you're on your fitness journey. So I'm not a health expert or anything like that, so don't take it from me. Do your own research, but just know that if you're going through difficult times with your fitness, with your health, with your mental clarity and well-being, consistency is going to be the biggest thing for you. And I think it's important to track, take before and after pictures, measure your inches and weigh yourself and track it in a little notebook. And I think that would be the best words of advice I can give you, because for somebody who has struggled all their life up and down with their weight, I know how easy it is to get discouraged and just want to give up and just want to throw in the towel and go back to your old ways, or even take a day where you go back to your old ways. But know that if you stick with the process, if you are in a calorie deficit, if you are strength training or cardio or a mixture of both 3 or 4 times a week, and your goal is to lose some weight, build some muscle, that's kind of, the path that I'm on. If you stay consistent with that, you should see some results. If you are kind of lost in the path and where to go, hire a dietitian or do your own research to figure out what works best for you. And there may be a time of trial and error where you try these things and it don't work. And like I was eating such super high protein and like mainly meat and dairy products, and I found that it was starting to bloat me, and I was getting constipated, and I wasn't able to feel very good. And then this week I decided to change it up again and go back to how I used to eat when I did lose a lot of weight. I was eating a lot of plant-based, and I still incorporate meat, but I have so many salads. I eat so much fruit and vegetable now that I feel like my bowel movements are becoming more natural, more normal. I'm starting to not feel as bloated or look as bloated or inflamed feeling. So, at the end of the day, everyone's different, and you're going to have your own your own way of doing things, but it's important to do your research. It's important to make sure you're doing it the right way, the healthy way, and to not take my advice or a random person's advice on the internet and just go with what they're telling you. Put in your own work, put in your own investments towards yourself, whether that is hiring a dietitian or a health coach or whatever the case may be. Maybe eventually one day I'll get there, but yeah, that's just my little update, my little feedback for y'all. Hang in there, stick with it, track your calories, track your macros, track your weight loss, and know that with time you're gonna start seeing the results, and it may take several months. I mean, to be honest with you, I started like in January is when I really was like, whoa, I kind of gained some weight over the holidays. Like I was up to 177 and I was like, man, I didn't realize how, I did not realize how much I gained. And so it took me a couple of months to kind of start switching gears. And then it took me another couple of months to kind of hone in on like what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. It took me that time to start getting back into the gym. And then I finally did. And like I said, in May is when I really started locking in and I really started seeing results. And now I feel like the momentum, the snowball is like really starting to accelerate. So just hang in there. You're going to do it. You're going to get to your goals, but don't compare yourself to other people and don't expect yourself to be on a crunch timeline, because what's the rush? Like we're supposed to try to learn how to love the journey so it becomes our lifestyle. And in doing that, it's going to become just a nature for us to be healthy and be in the gym and exercising and staying active with our bodies and knowing what we can eat in a day that's not going to upset our stomachs or bloat us out or, make us gain weight. So yeah, you've got this. Hang in there.